Usually Wednesdays I'll leave a little early, but
Here we go, making Philly Yetti.
Mic drop. What's up, everybody? This is Commission Talks live on Facebook, on the Facebook groups, and most importantly on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Guys, I'm joined with my boys. The Commission boys are here. Mr. 1130 Podcast, Dre on Wheels. What's up, man? How you doing? And the man of the hour, my dog, I gotta give major props to my dude. He was on live basically all freaking last week, putting all the content for all of us. Shout out to my boy, Shiz the Black Card Liskey. How y'all doing?
I'm everywhere, man. I'm everywhere right now, but we here. Commission Talks. I got a lot of shit to talk about. Well, we got a lot of shit to talk about today.
Hey, all right, guys. We got a little special today. Dre, how you doing, man? We're gonna let you talk about it real quick.
Hey, man, I'm doing wonderful, man. I'm doing wonderful. I'm here. You know, it's Wednesday. It's Commission Talk, like you said, bro. We had a whole crazy weekend in wrestling, so let's get into it.
We ready? Also, guys, we got a guest today. We got a newer commission man. Also, he will be on with us later on. No rush on that. But, guys, we have our first guest on the Buzzwell and Marlowe Commission Talks edition. We have the Kiki man himself, Mr. Alex Coquito from Recan Reactions. And ladies and gentlemen, he joins us in just 3, 2, 1, right here. How you doing, Alex?
Good morning, good afternoon, good and good evening, motherfuckers. It's Alex Coquito here having some fun at the Commission Talks.
Hey, man. We love it.
Let's get it, man. We've been dying for this moment. We've been dying for this moment for the last how many weeks have we kind of talked about this low key? Like few weeks.
Man,
so everybody just rub your hands together. Just rub your hands together because it's about to get warm in here. It's about to get warm.
Yo, Warren told me that you was gonna come out. I was like, yo, I have to be here for this shit.
He went from super tired after streaming all the WrestleMania week to literally the biggest smile on his face when he heard you were gonna be joining on, buddy.
All
right, man.
Yo, let's do this.
All right, guys. There's been a lot of wrestling that just happened. Oh my goodness.
I'm still kind of smothering right now because of the whole last 7 days. All the wrestling that happened from Monday, numerous events
all the
on
way
Friday,
to Sunday,
3 to 4 events on Saturday, 2 events on Sunday. It was fucking ridiculous. And then you have the season of Monday Night Raw, which was technically the new wrestling year for WWE. And see when new faces popped up, when new call-ups popped up, and free my nigga Elias. I'm sorry. I can be the first one to say shit right now. Free that
dude, this was going to start.
Like, really,
you didn't even wait. You couldn't even wait.
Okay,
I had to look at that twice. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This guy looked too familiar, man. Who
That's
is this?
Flash Gordon with a wig.
Bro.
What the fuck, Flash Gordon got
when the Martin said Ezekiel, I thought about Ezekiel Jackson in my head. I'm like,
yes.
That's what y'all really thought too.
I thought that. I was like,
I had to squint my eyes.
Yes,
bro, I was like, yo, I'm like, your beard's gone. What's this?
Yes. And I was like,
it's like Rick Martel right now. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then when he came in the room, ring to say, oh, I'm not Elias, I'm Ezekiel. And then you heard the people's reactions. I was like, game over. He's done. I give it 90 days. Get him the fuck out of here. Just, yo, please, free Ali, free Elias, free a bunch of people right now, man. Like, this is ridiculous.
Actually, he actually reminded me of John Cena
Tarzan.
ruthless aggression going after Kurt Angle.
Oh,
The same build. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna do the same thing all over again.
Oh,
Come on.
Yo, I'm John Cena.
That's Simon Dean on steroids.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Simon Dean on steroids, man. Well, for real. He just swinging his head just a little.
I called him
like,
Rick
okay.
Martel. Someone laughed at me. I'm like, bro, and then I put a nice little comparison next to this too. I'm like, there's no way. Now you put the scarf around here, put on some sunglasses. Boom! You got him right there in the living fucking flesh.
So we're all basically saying this about Elias. Basically, we're all just basically going like this.
No. No.
With the addendum of fuck no.
Yeah, I'm like, wait.
Like what happened?
Like,
Like what happened to the whole video packages
I was
and
trying to
everything?
figure
And he
it
got
out.
on orange tights and all, man.
Yeah.
Like, there you go.
What happened to the whole video package?
He got a belt loop on his tights.
He
I've
sold an
never
album.
seen that.
He made a fucking album.
Beard.
What'd you say?
He looked like Randy Savage just without the goddamn beard, and that threw me so off. It threw me so off.
Do you think that's what they're pulling? They're trying to go with?
Yeah, ribbing him.
I don't think so.
They're ribbing him.
A couple of.
I'm about to call you Simon for a second. I'm sorry. No, man, they're ribbing him, Warren. They're ribbing the poor man because they had no other plans for him, and then they said, "Okay, well, then we're just gonna do this." You gave the man a black man's name.
That's crazy.
So automatically to me, I was like, that was a big fuck you from me to WWE. Big time. I was like, you couldn't think of any other one name, like Damien type of shit, whatever, but no. You gave him
Damian Sandow's bigger brother.
I want to know exactly what happened, though. I want to know exactly what happened because a couple of months ago, last year they were saying
they were talking about he was building up.
Yes, exactly. And what happened from that point until the time he came on Monday Night Raw with Ezekiel, a whole different vibe. And yes, I'm Elias' brother or something? Like
you seen that? When you see him with that tombstone,
you know, funny thing, watch Elias come back next week with a
this year and shit. You knew that gimmick was dead. You knew it was dead. You knew it. Because there's no turning back from that. Especially if you're Vince, he's burying the fucking gimmick, then you gotta move the fuck on. If you can't build if you can't make it into your own and work it to get the fuck over, you're dead in the water. This is dead in the water.
But do you think Elias will make it work though?
No.
Because
no.
Look,
so next week he's probably working Kevin Owens in like a 5-minute match.
Elias and the guitar.
He's not going to release papers. Like,
of course. No, he's not. No. They're not going to. He's not going to be released. If he wants to get released, his ass is on the couch for next year. Elias and the guitar were Samurai and his wakizashi. They were one and the same. You had something. You had a diamond in the rough. You made an album and sold it online. You called this. I think
this part of WrestleMania week was a concert for Elias.
I think this was this. This might be kayfabe.
Not last year's WrestleMania.
I think Cody passed by, saw Elias, and told Vince, "I don't like the way he looks. Turn him into John Cena as a joke." And then Vince is like, "You know what? I like it. Screw that guy. Make him John Cena too. Shave that fucking beard." All right, and that's
you already have a John Cena too, though. You have Braun Breaker right now.
That's an NXT.
Oh,
that's an NXT. We don't think about him.
It's about to go both ways. It's about to go both ways.
It's just in 3 different brands. Who gives a shit? You're getting paid from the same parent company.
I don't know. There's 3 different brands, but Vince will always see the third brand as a shit brand. So Braun Breaker's there, yeah, sure, but he's always a shit brand to his eyes.
Okay,
you got a point. You have a point there.
But to him, the shit brand was carrying that company for at least good 7 fucking years under Triple H's tutelage. So,
I think control. Triple H has got control now. He's going back to having total control pretty soon.
Now,
I'm pretty sure.
Now,
I would hope so.
That was when we was like crying.
Simba came back, guys. Simba came back. Simba came back.
I don't know. Look, I don't watch NXT for a reason. It's boring.
He pushed Vince off the cliff.
Oh, you about to make me have to make another video today.
I love this, man. I love it.
But
Bro, I
speaking
can
of
tell
Elias,
you on night 2. I guarantee you're like, Simba's here.
No,
God.
nah.
actually, you know what? I actually like
I
that
was
too.
sad.
Nah, I
I
was
actually like
like,
that too.
Speaking of that,
I
guys.
was happy for him to come out, but then when he brought the boost, I was like, now if you're a wrestling fan, you should know what the hell that means. If wrestler comes
Here's
out,
what we're
bring their boots and place
referencing,
the
ladies
boot
and
in the
gentlemen.
middle of the ring, that means that's when you know he is done. So when I seen that happen, I said, good timing. And I was sad that he did, but it was one of our childhood heels, a favorite heel champion, whatever the fuck he want to
You
double.
watched wrestling just to see him get his ass whooped. There ain't
Or
no ifs, ands, or
you
buts.
watch him in his antics with Shawn Michaels and shit. There's only a few. I mean, there's the only few reasons that you love to hate Triple H or you love.
It was like,
do. I mean,
it's like
Triple H was the person
I would
that
say
you
sports
loved to
reference wise, it would be like when Shaq and Kobe finally split, and to see who could see if Kobe really could rise up, other than him always needing Shaq to win a championship. I think that's a great reference for this.
DX 1998.
Yes.
Good reference.
I can agree with you on that. I can see
Okay.
that.
I mean, they got a kind of the same repertoire in kind of ways. I mean, championships all they
I don't
got.
think Triple H doing no backflips off the top. I don't see him doing no
Huh?
suicide dives like Shawn Michaels did. No.
No.
I was talking about. I was talking about winning matches and doing bigger things, not just being a coattail to other superstars type scenario.
But
Like,
that wasn't
not having somebody carry
the
him.
tail end of his career, Warren. That's the part that you're not
Yeah.
really saying. Yes, he politicked from the beginning of his career, the halfway of the career when he was married to Stephanie, the during of the career when he had 7 kids. Around 2013, he started changing for the people for NXT. And now at the tail end, yes, I will always respect Triple H 2014 till now. But all Triple H, I grew up watching wrestling too from 1996 and up. So I can say this with so much trust in my heart. Triple H has always been remembered because he's always next to somebody. Triple H versus Cactus Jack, Triple H versus Stone Cold, Triple H versus The Rock, Triple H versus Undertaker, Triple H versus whoever. Batista.
Randy Orton. But he
Exactly.
also elevated new stars as
Even
well.
that guy.
Daniel Bryan. Above all else. Honestly,
that
Triple H
Daniel Bryan.
should be in that storyline, and Daniel Bryan should be by himself.
Was right for the job.
Yeah. So I respect Triple H, but he's always been like I like to call a Lego character. You connect together to make something, but by itself.
I love that reference. I like
he's
that.
the
Lego character.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's right in the middle of things.
Yeah, Triple H was always the guy everyone, always hated it. Your favorite wrestler always faced the Triple H, whether it was The Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold. You always.
What did we reference that last week? The ring general type scenario? Ring general, basically to see if you fit into the program.
In the babyface though, so he was able to go back and do both. Still had championship rings as both.
Yeah, but he was more.
Still one of the biggest pops in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
that pop in Madison Square Garden changed his whole character because he was supposed to come back as a heel.
SummerSlam '98, or you mean
which one? No, the one where he came back from the torn quadricep. That was the one after the power trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
after the power
2004 and up. 2004 and up. Okay.
When he came back in Madison Square Garden and feuded with Kurt Angle and actually became a face.
But every time
that was a
Triple H
big
went
deal.
to a babyface, it didn't go long. He always went back as being a heel because he was more. He came off.
The biggest problem is they had to go and compete at that WrestleMania match where Rock and Hogan were going against each other. There was nobody following that. Nobody following that.
And even they've been said that they said that should have been the main event instead.
I mean, that was Jericho's only main event. That was Jericho's only main event. And he tells you all the time he wishes they did not go on last. Regardless if it was a Hell in a Cell match, like he wished they did not go on last. That's sad. That was your main event moment, and who we got to go under? Rock and Hogan?
Fuck
that. Beat that chump.
No one test me.
Screw that. We're going first.
Automatically. I'm not doing this match. I'm out.
I'm like, can we just
we're doing the pre-show.
I can wave my ass in the ring for 3 seconds.
They only put it at the main event.
You ain't mean that.
This was Triple H's big return. And he was going to win the championship.
That's because of that pop. That was because of the Madison Square Garden pop.
Yeah. They didn't know the magnitude of how The Rock and Hogan would do until actually when they got in there, they was like, holy shit. Like really?
That's when they brought out that drowning pool entrance song too with him.
Yeah.
When that first came out and stuff like that. All right, guys. Other than that, about Elias is now.
Give your vote to the Triple H now, man. That's all I gotta say from over
And
here.
then we got Triple H retired.
Give that man his flowers.
It definitely, most
Because
definitely.
now, because with this happening, Scott Hall passed away nearly a month ago. It's still bittersweet, y'all. So please,
I think that had to take an effect to his heart attack too.
Is Triple H going into the Hall of Fame next year?
Definitely should.
He definitely should be the headliner.
I think politically wise, everybody might have a little assumption, but I mean, he's got half that roster in that that business right now. He's got half that roster all over the world right now. Like honestly, these guys, Triple H brought into a worldwide platform. So why not? This man is really making the true future of wrestling. And I'm not just referencing WWE. I'm talking all over the world. Like, I mean, definitely should have his flowers.
Really?
I mean, why not? I mean, what other guys would you put over him? For next year's Hall of Fame, who else would you put over him?
And that's the problem. Now, right there, didn't they guarantee next year Batista would be the headliner?
I think they did say that.
So
yeah,
they
because
did
of
that,
Hollywood.
they're probably going to wait another year for Triple H just to do that.
My biggest thing is, man,
for that, or you can flip it. Maybe Batista is about to get busy in Hollywood for the next year, so he could be like,
I think he's going to be dead set on wanting the Hollywood introduction.
Batista can take a fucking backseat for Triple H. He'd be like, "Yo, that's my mentor, man. Now let him go ahead first."
I mean, he did give him his retirement match that he waited for. I mean, he gave him that retirement match, so why not? I mean, honestly, why not?
And who better to induct them than besides his friends?
Exactly. I definitely agree with that one.
Sean,
I think Vince probably and I think Vince will induct him.
Nah.
Or Stephanie.
Stephanie's the only person that I would think that would induct him.
Like I said, Shawn Michaels. Perfect prime example.
Yeah,
I would say like how they did like the whole
up and down the Rosewood, the both that made successful careers out of, and then
I say Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Orton, and Batista.
They can't put Ric Flair. Ric Flair is in
he's in the doghouse
legally. With
Ric Flair. Ric Flair's on the 30 for 30 of hell right now.
You're stupid for that. You're stupid for that. That shit.
You remember those small things. Actually, for Triple H, if he gets inducted, good for him if he does. Either Shawn Michaels, he's right. Shawn Michaels or Cactus Jack. Those are the only two memories.
I would say DX, but DX is damn near all AEW and everywhere else now.
It should be the Click because now with that whole
Kevin Nash in them. It makes sense because they're in the Hall of Fame.
But that's not really DX. And at the same time, you can't do a reunited of DX because the Ass Boys and the Ass Man are in AEW, and Road Dogs looks like a freaking old thing from fucking Willow. So no, man, it doesn't look good. You know the reference.
He did not just reference Willow.
Maybe we still get in shape before next year.
Poor Road Dog, man. Road Dog, you hear this, man? Just get some Slim Fast.
Have you seen him in 2K22? He looks like an old, like a really lean dwarf. Oh, what's going on? She ain't done that to Shawn Michaels.
Imagine in EA Sports where it took the license rights for WWE.
He said, "Modify my body." He said, "Modify my body." Who? What do you got?
That shit would have been horrendous as fuck.
He looked like Adam Sandler when he had that fat treatment where he was sitting there flapping his damn stomach like a pancake.
Oh God! Nightmares.
All right, guys.
That remind me of I'm dead sexy. You a crap.
Oh Lord.
Great fight.
All right, guys. All right, so let's talk about some more of it. There was a lot more wrestling going on. Obviously, we had WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. We'll give our points of views on that, but let's talk about all the other wrestling that was going on that week also as well. Anybody want to say anything? The one that brought my attention was FTR versus the Briscoes.
Warren, hold on. Justice for New Day, please. They gave him a bullshit ass match in the middle of night 2 where you could have already done this shit either the kickoff of night 1 or night 2.
crazy-
You
and
had
the crazy-
every opportunity.
Did they even do a kickoff?
No, they didn't.
Nope.
The crazy thing about it, the New Day was supposed to have been scheduled for night 1. They snubbed them and moved them to night 2. And the crazy thing about it, 6 years ago, the New Day took on Sheamus and the Nation, the Leader Nation, the exact same thing they did this past
They
weekend.
did.
But the only thing is that they got Butch and the
Acting a
new guy.
fool.
So it's
And Rich
it's
Holland, yeah.
the same thing. So like it's real sad what the New Day was given this year at WrestleMania. They made the best of it. I like what they did with the whole the singlet for Big E.
I
and
think
stuff,
it's gonna be a story. I think they're gonna probably start
Did the match,
doing
did
this
the
with
match
New
last
Day
100
pretty soon.
seconds? Because a lot of people are saying that.
No, it only lasted about like 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch that
I'm
one.
like, you're on the biggest stage.
When was this
like,
one?
the
Was
biggest
this
stage
on
of the world,
Sunday?
and you-
Yeah,
if
it
you
was
were
on
planning-
Sunday.
Yeah, it was on Sunday. So if you're planning to have a match like that, if you're even planning to even have it that short, please just have it on the kickoff fucking show. Don't put it in the middle of your most spectacular card. Oh, it was supposed to be out of the 2 nights. Night 2 was supposed to be where everyone is supposed to be paying the fucking attention. Now you pay attention into this shit.
Night 1
It was travesty.
definitely the one
And
that had
the
look.
worst stunner ever happened.
Ever.
I wish I had the video.
That's contender for a lot of stuff.
Hold on. If we put the video, I guarantee we're getting hit with copyright.
Like,
If we get that video, I guarantee we're getting hit with
ever.
copyright. Just for putting Vince on there.
Yeah, no.
All right, first of all,
Ever.
Vince has always took a bad stunner, but that one, I really thought he shattered his
Bro,
quads.
that's what you should know. A 76-year-old man should not get in the
And
ring.
you-
And
the
then
crazy-
you have a wrestling match.
That was
the crazy
Vince's
thing
choice.
about it-
I guarantee it. That was all Vince.
The crazy thing about that part on night 2, when Stone Cold was about to come out, Vince McMahon already blew his cue. When they played Austin Theory music back the second time, he was like,
Exactly.
with
He
the crazy ass
turned,
look.
and it
And
was
then
even
Stone
worse.
Cold
Hey,
came out. Then he had the dry
Before
ass
we
look
get
the
any
second
further than that,
time.
shout out to my boy Austin Theory and Pat McAfee. Y'all
Yeah, they
killed
killed
it.
it.
Warren,
Y'all
you do
killed
not
it,
know how
bro.
the fuck I feel
I'm
about
proud of
your
y'all.
hands right now.
Hey, man, he's getting his moment, man. I don't care.
Dre
Bruh.
Dre knows he heard me say this shit live probably like a good 5 times already.
Hey,
But
hey, he got his flowers that night, man. He's definitely shaking it.
because we got Alex here, and I gotta respect that.
And Pat
What the
McAfee, bro.
respect? Man, shoot that
have
fucking
on our
shit.
programming.
No. I'm a free agent. There ain't no rules with me. Say what you gotta say out of your heart. Fucking
You gonna regret saying that one.
Period. That
Oh my
motherfucker-
gosh.
That motherfucker should stay.
Austin, if you're watching
that's
this,
the case.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's just
for
him.
Austin, but I
It's just
know that
him.
you look, bro. It's not you. It's just the way that your face is. I'm sorry. Every time when I look in them eyes, I'm like, bro, I don't trust you. That's what the creepy fucking thin man from
Just
Charlie
stop.
fucking Angels in the movie series is.
He will never be on your show
I don't
to
give a
talk
fuck
to you.
about that. I'm calling that straight up. Like, yo, get yourself a plastic surgery change and then come talk.
Hey,
And
but
listen,
He gonna
Oh,
tell him to wear a hood.
If he was still, in the Winter Cyber Yeti, if he was here right now, that's like saying for him, Natalia, after all that face structure and shit.
Oh my
know how the fuck he feels
gosh,
about that.
Natty don't
Bro.
look that bad.
He is more worse than me.
Natty don't look that bad.
You
In
mean
my
wrestling
opinion.
wise? Because Natty looks like shit wrestling wise.
Now, yeah.
It's the
Not,
truth.
not
It's the
look
truth.
wise. I mean,
No, look wise. Okay, no, look wise. Yeah, of course. If you have enough money to chisel your face for perfection for the next 20 fucking years, yeah. Come on.
you and Cyber would get along very well.
It's more bad than her. Sorry.
how you guys feel about Stone Cold having a match?
I go after the
Actually, wait. I actually want to answer that question from 11th. Stone Cold after the match, I gave him much respect. He's only 4 years
Bruh.
understood.
20 fucking minutes, and you
Yep.
took a bump on concrete as
Yes.
a wrestler
Yes,
to a
and I
wrestler.
said it. I said it.
Respect.
I said it.
And
It
you
was
took
like
a
15.
star from
15
KO.
seasons.
Respect.
It was like 15 minutes. What the
Yeah, it was
fuck?
like 15.
Number-
But
number
I said-
40
I
from?
said it. I was
Well,
like,
if you
Stone
had
Cold-
the entrance, it
Yeah.
probably
Stone
made
Cold
20.
was going to have the matchup,
No,
and
I didn't
Kevin Owens
constitute
was,
that shit until the referee came in the ring and then the bell was about
Okay.
to ring.
Yeah.
That's when I constitute that.
Well, you know
The
how
whole
like they
KO
tell the time,
segment
hey, y'all got
was
20 minutes,
like
and you
not
know
the
Austin's
match.
entrance alone
Yeah,
is like
but I just
10 to
I
11
felt
minutes.
once they said, "Yo, Stone Cold Kevin Owens is going to be the main event segment," that was just icing on the
I
cake for me.
told y'all
I
it's gonna
was
be it.
just saying, like, no, there's no possible way that Stone Cold is coming out. If this is his last match, there's no way. I said it. No way Stone Cold is coming out of retirement for this. But look at it. If he is, and this is how they building it, he's going to wrestle. They're going to build it as a KO talk show, and Kevin Owens going to bully him in, or or lie his way into. Yeah, I brought you out here to challenge you to a match, and he did his damn thing. I knew that. I knew exactly.
Even though you're showing an old photo of Austin.
On his face. It's like, I'm Austin now.
It's a travesty how the fuck he thought about this whole entire fucking scheme, right? And yet he still can't find the one photo that he needs.
Hey, I had a Stone Cold photo. That's all I needed. Hey, man, he looked good. He definitely looked good. He looked good. That's one thing I was happy about. He looked good. He looked presentable. I mean, the story that Kevin Owens, I got major respect for Kevin, because Kevin, you could tell this was one of the most proudest moments for him, because he got to wrestle his hero. Like, literally, if that was in my standpoint, bro, I would have trashed Stone Cold every possible way. And yes, sir. And what Pat McAfee did when he took the stunner spitting out the beer, oh, you bet your ass. Even if I don't drink beer, that would have been the whole sell. I want the whole beer truck on me or something. I want you to complete whoop my ass. Like, literally, that is what the fans, and I saw so much positive reactions just from not even wrestling fans, just because of that Stone Cold moment. That's where you know wrestling outside of the world right now. This is why WWE has got such a plateau, because there's so much a platform, because that everybody's been watching that angle for so much. So many people that quote themselves as wrestling fans have only been watching since the Attitude Era. And clearly that showed on Saturday and on Sunday. When Stone Cold came out there, you damn near almost pissed yourself, because literally you weren't going to leave that room. You weren't going to leave that seat. You were going to watch that whole thing. And I mean, I've seen people talking about it. They should have not only went 5 minutes. Yes and no. I mean, they told a whole story out of that ring, like an old school scenario. And you don't see a lot of old school type matches anymore.
And fucking wrestling history. Come on now.
That's Vince.
Still, all this extra shit could have been avoided.
Shout out to my boy Byron. Byron sold the shit out of that thing.
You dragged out the motherfucking time for literally 35 minutes. And yes, folks, I counted this one, because I took special attention to this, because the OTTR championship here was actually being defended, and it came down to that match. So I needed to pay attention. So the way that the match was between Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, as it was supposed to. McAfee, of course, like I told y'all before, y'all didn't believe me, but I said that guy can go too.
That boy is athletic. He has a wrestling ring in his barn.
You can see something special.
Actually, it's a boxing ring, not a wrestling ring. It's a boxing ring.
That match he had with Adam Cole was like, what?
But then you knew something was going to happen when Vince McMahon was already out there. And he's not going to stick the fuck out there just to watch a match. That, for damn well, he's supposed to be in the
I thought Taker.
Due diligence.
I thought Taker. I really thought it was going to be Taker that comes.
Taker? Why Taker?
Never say never.
I thought it was going to be Shane McMahon.
Hell no. After he got fired, hell no.
I'm just being
Tyler the Great. What's up, man?
I'm just being biased. I thought it was going to be the Rock.
Youngblood Tyler. How's it going, man?
I was just being biased, so I was just hoping it was going to be the Rock come out there though. But I mean, I didn't understand why he had to be in a match against Pat McAfee anyway. I mean, just to rub it in, because Vince McMahon always. Hey. At the end of
it did its job, in my opinion. Like, Pat looked phenomenal. Pat, the stunner itself was a trademark moment for me, where he took the stunner and the beer just spit all out like a damn fountain. That shit was great. And then when he rolls out to the announcer booth and sits there and pours more beer in his mouth to wake his ass up, that was even funnier to me. Like, just entertainment standpoints like that. That's one reason why that even stands out at all to any scenario. But obviously, the fan base nowadays, we're looking at that stunner like, what the?
Of course.
What were we doing?
You know what's funny about
this? You broke your quad sliding in the ring, but you didn't break your legs doing that.
Yeah, it's a weird time to be a wrestling fan. We had Johnny Knoxville have a match with Sami Zayn. We had Pat McAfee had a match with Austin Theory, which I guess
you just hit that one. All right, guys, reactions on the Johnny Knoxville match.
I liked it. I liked that match.
I thought it was entertaining.
I liked it. Yeah,
Sammy bumped in a damn thing of mousetrap. That's where I'm done with on that part. That was entertaining.
That
was
pissed me
entertaining
off
to me.
because it didn't activate. He just landed on a table and some of them didn't turn on. Like if you're gonna do the
or
big
Wee Man doing a body slam, that done it for me.
I also like the meme that came out that said, "This is the hand that Mae Young and Sexual Chocolate had."
And Mark Henry said, "I'm only making future superstars."
I was like, "Oh, hey, the hand back. Good for you, man. Bringing it back."
I'm only involved in the future.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was just worried. I was just worried for the whole match for Johnny Knoxville and his concussions because he's a magnet for concussions. As much as he didn't want to try, Sami Zayn was being really snug on him.
The gear that he wears, I give it to him, and I mean, it was entertaining as hell. It wasn't a wrestling match; it was entertaining.
It was anything goes, so you knew it was gonna go all over the place. But when I started doing the booby trap,
Party Boy,
like
all them.
okay, I know what
Oh my
gosh.
gosh!
Yeah.
I was working. My wife texted me. She's like, "So I'm watching the Johnny Knoxville match," and she's like, "I'm literally watching a guy in a speedo, Sami Zayn's bumping in a mousetrap." She's like, "Yeah, I'm literally saying this out loud. Like this is unreal."
Here, now, forever. WWE. That's what
Shout out to
was,
Sami
man.
Zayn, man. He definitely is one reason why that was even entertaining. He sells magnificently. I really hope,
That's all
really hope that he gets something in the near future because
that's
Sammy,
so cute of you, Warren, to think that he's gonna get something. Nah, man, come on.
Very noble. Right, it's very
It's
noble.
noble. I love that in
Sammy,
society
I
these
mean,
days, man.
Sammy's a
gotta be
good
able
ass
to
worker,
believe in
bro. You can tell
somebody.
he's a big WWE fan. Him
Warren,
and KO just a
Tomorrow, get a lottery ticket. Shoot for the stars, man. Shoot for the stars. All right.
We'll pick number 24 for the winning number.
But the talk of match before this that I actually do want to talk about with everybody here, Omos versus Lashley.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just yikes.
That was like bringing the rebirth of Giant Gonzalez again, man. That was bad.
Thank
you could tell Omos cannot bump.
Shout out to the BS Sports Network for that. I was watching a live watch along. I was like, what the hell am I watching? And like 2 minutes into the match,
shout out to Bobby, man. Bobby almost had a concussion.
I'm like, oh my God, no.
You saw that part where Bobby had his head bump off the top of the damn post thing?
Yep.
That's an LED board.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, and he kept going through the match, and still, like, Bobby tried to make that match as well as he could. And I think it was a last-minute match just because they didn't know if Bobby was going to be fully able to wrestle that show.
You knew that it was a match.
Because if Bobby didn't get hurt, he would have still had his title. He would have defended it against somebody at WrestleMania.
That's up in the air. That's up in the air.
I heard Bobby was supposed to win that Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, but now Vince has a new toy. It's called Omos.
He does. He does.
So. And you got him for cheaper.
Almost needs to be booked like
so you know
right now.
He's not paying no crazy access tax for Almost, but he's definitely paying
Almost.
Or
you've been in that ring long enough, buddy. You have got to pick that up. You have got to pick the bumps up. Great Khali bump better than you, man. I cannot.
Okay, hold up. No. You giving Khali praise. You giving Khali way too many praise. You gonna bring that down to
the He bumped better in that spear than we got. Hold on. Bobby bumped him behind his back spear. And they almost had to take that home because Omos was not going to get up at first.
You got to go around. No, you got to go around the area of earthquake, typhoon, those type of people.
No.
Okay? That's Omos around that area of people. Okay.
Yo, to me,
I love it.
To me, the match I love it. To me, the match wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. For it to be a last-minute matchup, though, I did not like. Bobby Lashley taking on Omos, but obviously they had to do something with Omos, and you get MVP turning on.
In a way, did it?
Bobby.
Do you think it presented him being strong at all? Did it present Bobby to be strong?
No.
Look at he was already strong though, but at the same
to illustrate that here in this match.
Yes,
I get that, but I feel like with him
it should have been almost trying to keep Bobby Lashley down using his strength against him. And then somehow he
But
gets
you know how they
quick
booking
roll-up
Omos
victory.
right now.
Get the fuck out of here because Lashley is using his head. He's not using Braun's this time. That's
So-
how they should have booked him.
How many times did he bump? Like, how many times has Omos bumped before that match?
So it should have been like Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs on Friday. That's the perfect example of what the match should have been. Hobbs is Lashley and Lee is Omos. It should have been a back and forth. Bobby Lashley is strong, but not as strong as Omos. Every time Lashley tried to do something,
I like
Omos
the
would
start.
dominate.
I like the start a little bit where Bobby was hitting the ropes, trying to like kind of show that present how Omos was the bigger guy. And I remember when I saw that part, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then I started seeing the sloppiness when Omos started trying to whip Bobby into the ropes and stuff.
Yeah, that was.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, you've been in the ring long enough. You should at least be able to throw a guy into the ropes properly. Might I add, I just saw a picture recently about a ring. Literally, one of the guys that I've known hit the ropes and he falls back through the ropes because you're not properly hitting the ropes right. You're not hooking the rope to hit the ropes right. Like, I'm sitting there watching Omos hit these ropes and stuff, and I'm just like, is he learning from his mistakes? Is he getting better in the ring? And I'm like, the answer is, in my opinion, no. Like, there is no way for him to be in the matches that he has been in. And I get it. We're booking him strong, whatever. He's looked good to a standpoint. Now, clearly, when we're watching him bumping stuff, that just literally killed his credibility, in my honest opinion. Like, they should book him like how they book Hook right now. Literally, don't let nobody hit him and just let him be that present, because now we've got this look like
time to go foul here. Hold on, time out.
Yeah,
you can't compare Omos to Hook right now.
No, I'm talking like just how like he doesn't sell much for he gets.
No, I know that. So no, I know. So I'm trying to break it down a little bit more, right? So I get what you're saying, but the way that how I wanted to see this though was more of Hulk Hogan versus Andre Giant WrestleMania.
That's what I thought this was gonna be.
Because I'm like, yo, if you could try to at least try to body slam him and then try to placate because you coming back from an injury, placate that into the storytelling in the match. Like you're trying to lift him up, but then you can't. He's using it as his advantage.
They should have said he wasn't 100%
against him to power his ass down. As you know, and the MVP can still be out there chit-chatting around, blah blah blah, doing his usual stick. Then the ending of the match could have been Bobby triumphantly either getting over by either power slamming him, hitting the spear, and doing like some prairies like some quick suplex, and that's it. Get the fuck out of here. Could have won it over. That whole match could have been great, avoidable. Now the way that they did it here, they did it the opposite way, and you did it within a short period of time too. On top of that, so it didn't work.
Yeah,
and that power slam
it looked really bad.
Yeah.
It was just, let's just do this. I can get my paycheck, and then I'll meet you back at the hotel.
That's true. And to add on to something,
it's sad that Bobby Lashley is gonna have to work him again.
You did it on night 2. You should have did this shit on night 1.
Yeah, just to get it out the way. Just to get it out the way.
Save the big matches that fucking mad like the Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch match should have been like the tail end of night 1. Should have stayed the way they at, but I could have definitely seen that being over at night 2 before Ronda and Charlotte.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was shocked about how many matches they presented on night 1. Like, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I don't know how they're going to follow this show. Like, literally just the whole stature that they had as that card. And I'm just like, man, night 2 has definitely got some tough run-ins in. And I mean, with RK Bro and stuff, I had a feeling that they would probably present a pretty decent plateau to that match. And then obviously we see Roman and Brock. I'm sitting there thinking maybe that's what they're expecting it to be. Roman and Brock just take over the show, which we clearly all saw that did not happen. Shout out to Roman Reigns for continuing the fight, because homeboy, where he went to go for the spear. One thing I got to say as a wrestler looking at this perspective, the sweetest counter move I've seen where Roman goes to spear Brock and he reverses into a Kimura lock. Instantly after that spear was very freaking sweet, just how smooth it looked. It looked like Brock still took the spear, but he still found a way to hook that arm. And clearly that arm got way too overhooked, because we saw the picture. Roman's damn arm was damn near on a whole different scenario than what he needed to be. and you could clearly tell he got hurt when he was raising the title. Roman could only get it up to here for a good solid 2 to 3 seconds, and then he started rising it.
No, but then you see him walking to the rope and popping his shoulder back in too.
Yeah, like literally, that was crazy.
So they had to call all audible for the dead last spot. It could have won on for an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Who knew what could have happened?
How many more spears could you have done? How many F5s could we have done? Literally, like
now it's just a bunch of what ifs.
The match got really sloppy after the first. I think after Brock took the hit on the title, because Brock did not. Brock did not counter the hit at all, guys. Brock literally took that to the face with the belt. Like that really caught my eyes. I'm like, damn, Brock didn't even catch that.
It was sad. It was
really off.
Shit.
I mean, and then when they've speared into the barricade, I like that part, and I liked some of the story that Paul told with it. I mean, they were doing the Stamos shtick a little bit, but you could definitely tell after they hit that barricade, that's where it started getting really sloppy. Roman was losing his timing. Brock was losing his timing. I think Brock was more confused being that baby face than how he usually is, because Brock's usually presented as the badass. Like we're talking about Omos, like Brock is usually presented as I barely bump at all.
That beastly badass to still be a babyface. It's just the only that you're doing characteristically is just not doing no cheating tactics.
I think he was thinking too much.
You could have used him to still go after Paul Heyman, at which he was trying to do that in the beginning of the match before he got speared through the barricade. I like how the one that the beginning was. It was just like you said, the middle part is where the confusion kind of came in. And here we all splat. Now it was like.
Yeah, and Brock when he did the Kimura went back to his UFC days. Like he didn't have
that shit looks sick, bro. That shit looks sweet. Where he caught that shit into a Kimura lock after the spear, that shit looked pretty damn sweet to me. Like I was just like
instinct for him. But here's the caveat for all this.
I think
now
it too hard.
We're all screwed because both your top stars are hurt. Roman has to chill on that shoulder for a while because that's not like you're not.
He'll be back in Backlash.
Exactly, and then Brock got hit in the freaking face. That's a concussion protocol. If there's enough people saying that enough down Twitter or on YouTube, whatever, they're gonna have to do that. So now, what are you gonna do? Your top champion's hurt. Your top defender is hurt.
They've got a lineup, bro. They've got a lineup right now.
6-man elimination style.
That's what I'm thinking. They're gonna do something on a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yep.
That at least gives at least gives Roman some time, and then you got Vince McMahon some time to figure out what the hell that you're gonna do with both these titles on one person. Now he's injured, potentially injured. Let's hope and pray he's not no surgery.
Go ahead, Dre.
Sorry, Dre. I mean, I think that you had your hand up, and then I had to stop.
When his hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Well, he's frozen to death.
Oh.
Hey, Dre.
Dre, did WWE get you?
Oh no.
Dre.
Listen, yo, Alex.
Chicka Dre on with the 11:30 podcast.
That's what that shit too.
They gonna get him.
You never know, man.
You ain't shit, bitch.
Okay.
But I can't say that today.
No. But what I wanted to say about
All right, Dre, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I got you back.
All right. When I was watching Monday Night Raw this past Monday, I saw a local advertising in Fairfax that the WWE Championship would be defended in a triple threat match between, I think, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, and someone else. So my initial thought is that
Kofi Winston from the Dirty Hills. What's up, man? What's up?
Shout out to my man. There we go. Man, I can't wait till tomorrow, bro. Get ready for that wrestling knowledge, bro.
Then the end.
I can't wait.
Yo, what's good, Kofi?
Go ahead, Dre.
Then the end of Monday Night Raw, it was just like it fell flat. He just like, yo, we just gonna wait to SmackDown. So what I think they're gonna do, he's just gonna chill. They probably gonna come up with a tournament. Whoever wins and face him at WrestleMania Backlash. In my opinion, it shouldn't be no 8-man tournament. It should be like a 16-man tournament or something like that where it lasts. Yeah, I know they don't have enough men for it to be 16 though, but
no, they do. They have enough people.
They do, but all the tournaments they normally have last only like what 2 weeks, or I mean not 2 weeks, but 2 days.
I mean,
You know, a Raw and
from a
SmackDown
promotional
and
standpoint, when
yeah.
you do a tournament, you have so much saved content to get through to a pay-per-view or stuff like that. And
We're-
WWE used to be good for that, but now it's just
They're
like
not.
it's
We're not
rushed.
saying this.
can't do no
There's
16
something we're
people.
not saying here. There's something that we're not
Go
saying.
ahead.
If they do a tournament, it will coincide with the Owen Hart tournament that's happening in a
Yeah.
month.
They don't want to
Yo, he's
overshade
right.
that.
He's right.
I'm pretty
He's
sure.
right.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
right,
they don't
too,
want to
because you know
overshade
that's
that.
going on right now too.
Yep.
So
if
I'm
they do that,
positive
it's
on
gonna
that
shake.
standpoint.
So
I'm
what
looking
about
forward
King
to
of
the
the Ring?
Owen Hart thing. That's a good tournament
Say it
all
again, say
around.
it
Wait,
again.
so
Black
what?
Hawk?
So okay, so what did they done King of the Ring at Backlash?
No,
Was it a couple
I
months
don't,
ago?
I don't think that.
But no, but you do it all
Do
in
that
one
as the
night.
next pay-per-view.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but you do it all in one night though.
Okay.
Do that as a Peacock
I mean, that's
special.
cool.
I
mean,
thought
that's
that would
cool.
make sense to me.
I think that's cool though for the one night, you know, King of the Ring. But I want the tournament to kind of like last, tell
So how many
stories
matches
where,
would be in
you
it?
know, where
It would have to be.
It'd be 6 matches.
Wait, so 8 competitors. So 8 competitors. Normally pay-per-view times they'll let you go to 4 hours. So 8 matches.
2 weeks.
I mean, no, wait.
Two
You would
weeks.
have to have 2
8
squash.
participants, 4 matches.
2 weeks. One on Raw, one on SmackDown. Next week, one on Raw, one on SmackDown. That's 2 weeks. And then next week will be
That
the
really
finals
could work.
for 3 weeks.
It could
Maybe
be.
3 weeks.
Bring back
Kofi,
King of the Ring, right?
He thinks it's funny
No,
with the
thank you.
Peacock
Bring
special.
back King of the Ring. Bring back the pay-per-view King of the fucking Ring. And I bet you.
I don't know
you
why
get
they
a
don't do
higher
that.
buy rate. You would get a
I
higher
think-
viewership with that pay-per-view.
Because they have
I
to make
think the-
storylines in order to make King of the Ring.
Or
Or
Because
make
people
a
are
Survivor
crazy
Series
about that.
tournament or something. Like, that would make sense to
in
me.
the same process as well.
I don't know.
I mean, they got a hell of a lineup right now. All right, before we start talking about that part, guys, let's show that special. WWE has waited long enough. They have took so much jobs. They've been told, "Hey, you suck. Don't put nobody over. This and that." Well, we got a mystery opponent for Seth Rollins. I knew it from day fucking one. Everybody wanted to shade me on it, and guess what, guys? This one came back. This one right here. Let's get thoughts on it. My main reason is I love the reason why he did come back, and it's the finish, man. Finish strong, because the Rhodes have never won a WWE heavyweight championship. Knowing this story and stuff like that, and I mean, it's crazy to know just what it transpired for him to come back. And I mean, regardless of this damn social media, if nobody would have said anything to this would probably been one of the greatest impactful wrestling moments of all time, because you don't know what this put in. All right, Alex, but we'll go into that a little bit.
I'll go
What I'm
last.
saying is,
May I go last? That's all.
I want you to go last. I want you to go last
I'm
because
gonna go first. I guess
Go
I'll
ahead,
give my
Dre.
opinion. Okay, I mean, Cody Rhodes returning to WWE is pretty cool. But I mean, everyone expected it. The news got out, the rumor got out. He was going to take on Seth Rollins. If it would have been anyone else, they would have shitted on the rest of the WrestleMania, despite Stone Cold having a full match though. But I thought his return to Monday Night Raw, to me, it was
Kofi, do you
exciting,
agree?
but it was a little flat. Like, I understand. Like, I think the story was always that he haven't won the world champion, and his dad haven't won the world champion. Like, the story he told was good, but I think it should have got a little bit down to like, yo, man, I'm here, and screw what everybody else think, and like, let's get with it, but not more so that
You could
baby
tell
face
this one wasn't planned. This
promo.
wasn't a scripted promo. I will say that
I
part.
mean, regardless of that, though, I mean, we already know that your father didn't win the championship. We already know you haven't won the championship. So now that you hear, like, I thought it was going to be something else that he had to say besides that. Then I think he just had to sweet everybody in, and it's all good. He lost in AEW where he can't compete for the AEW title. So now he's only sort of a mid-carder, I guess, in whatever way you look at it. But I mean, we're gonna wait and see how it plays out. But I just thought that promo could have been like more impactful.
I agree with you on this. I agree with you on that. But here's
Let's see
some
where it
things I
goes,
want to say. I do want to say this. Cody changed a lot of things as a wrestling perspective. Because honestly, if Cody wasn't in there, as much as anybody want to say, there wouldn't have been an All Elite Wrestling. Because Cody put his memoirs in there. I mean, he had to have his star talent to get that representation. Because if that was the case, the Young Bucks and all of them could have had this done when they were really headlining New Japan Pro Wrestling and all that shit. Like, they could have been doing that long overdone. But Kenny Omega and them really needed somebody with star power, even if we want to talk about it, the WWE type platform to get that presented. Because if that was the case, AJ Styles would have done it a long time ago. Samoa Joe would have done it. CM Punk could have fucking done it. I mean, there's so many different differentials on this. Like, I see it as this. Cody opened the door for many talent to get that light, that spotlight, even not even having to go to WWE. You get that representation. Hey, I got this moment. I got this thing. Like, absolutely. And literally, it's just those open doors that he done, and I think is the best way to put it. Like, he done everything he could do for everybody else. Now it's time for something for him to do for himself. Cody has now, I mean, here's an example. I mean, regardless of what we want to say, he got the WrestleMania that he's been begging for forever. He did not have to be Stardust. He came out there as the American Nightmare. He came out as his gimmick, his song, whatever we want to say. Hey, he came out to his AEW song. No, he came out to that shit way before he was in AEW. He's came out to that in New Japan. All these different other wrestling companies. Like, literally, exactly, Kofi, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, literally, he helped independent pro wrestling grow to get a big stature in ways. And I mean, as much as people want to shit on him or whatever, man, just be happy for the guy. He done what he needed to do for y'all, to entertain y'all for y'all's type of wrestling. Now, why not for him to come back? Why not for him to get in there and headline with possibly Roman Reigns or something like that? Because honestly, in my honest opinion, him and Seth Rollins stole that damn show.
Hey, I'm gonna just make this short and sweet, right?
Go ahead,
when Bret Hart did the same thing when he left WWE in 1987 and he swore that he would never come to fuck back because of the Montreal Screwjob. Look what happened in 2012. 2010 when he did came back, and he actually cut that promo in the ring and said, "I guess hell has froze over."
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, believe that, folks. Just because you may walk out of a fucking company does not mean that you're not going to be.
It doesn't mean you're done. Literally, like,
so same thing for AEW right now. So what if eventually this multi-year deal that he has, probably like next couple of years later, what if people?
I see that open door coming.
I'm gonna dissect this, and then I'm gonna just leave it at that. But
I see the open door coming. This is the new entrance for basically saying, "Hey,
well, the door's already been open. It's just now it's more like this was the huge star that went to WWE from AEW, and now you got AEW fans big old fucking mad, and I'm laughing my ass off because
oh my gosh, bro, I'm laughing.
I'm just take this shit away, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fucking business. Keyword: business. Wrestling
is not a sport.
You had your chance. Let me talk. You had your chance. Let me speak. This is a business. This is a motherfucking business. So no matter no matter what the fuck did you think that Cody was gonna eventually stay or he's gonna take it less wrong, whatever. He has a family to feed. Say we have multiple of these goddamn wrestlers that throw their asses on the fucking line for our entertainment. What the hell are they doing it for? They're doing it for themselves. They're doing it for their family. They're doing it to pay bills. They're doing it to pay a mortgage. They're doing it to pay. They're making sure that they're keeping their asses alive. What are you trying to say? That's like me telling you, you can't go the fuck over here to work for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, last time I checked, these wrestlers are independent contractors. So eventually, you have to sit down to try to negotiate that with them. And that's what Vince McMahon did. Cody said, and I quote, "I need you to come in as me." And Vince says, "That's why we brought you in here for. We want you to be you." Now that he finally see what the hell he done in AEW, so you cannot know, because you cannot never fucking say that Omen did not pay attention to his opposition for the last 2.5 years. Period. Come on now. You cannot fucking tell me this bullshit. You know that man was watching. The same way that he watches Jay Cargill because he wants her. Warlord because he wants him. MJF because he wants him. There's people that he's taking apart and circling them expiration dates. Yo, whatever money that they want, give it to them.
Yep.
He's smart too. So
Like-
don't think just because Cody buying out the fucking thing, they're buying out multiple independent stars to come to his company. Some of them are not being booked right either. They're gonna get pissed off too, and they're gonna want to be released. So this is a fucking business at the end of the day. I'm not mad at Cody for what the fuck that he did. I thought it was really gonna be Shane McMahon, and then they're gonna give us a big ass swerve, and then Cody came out on Monday Night Raw, which would have been even more better for me personally. But we didn't get that. Now, the match
When that
between
light
Cody
went
and
off, I
Seth,
thought Taker.
fucking awesome from beginning to end, and that's the match that I envisioned that I wanted to happen, and it did happen. So I got my entertainment's worth when it came to the match and the rightful winner. So for people that want to say Cody's a sellout and all type of shit, Kevin Nash did it, Scott Hall did it, Hulk Hogan did it, your idol did it. So kiss my motherfucking black ass on this bullshit. Congratulate him that the fact that he sacrificed his reputation from one company to go over here back to a company where people swore he's gonna go right back to being Stardust, or Vince McMahon was not gonna pay attention to him. That old man is smart as shit, and we ridicule him on a weekly fucking basis. Checkmate, bitch.
I still think there's like 4 companies, honestly. It's just the promotional standpoint, Kofi. I think AEW is literally going to be second best regardless, just because of literally production standpoint, whatever, man. Like literally.
Up today.
Kofi's all hot. All right.
Yeah, Kofi got it.
Main event.
The fuck I just said it's a fucking business, folks. So expect to see.
I would have done the same damn thing, bro. I would have done the same thing.
To WWE for that bigger paycheck, paycheck every 2 fucking weeks. Don't be stupid.
I would say, Mr. OTTR, check, not checkmate. Here's my counter. Here's my counter.
And please don't call me Mr. OTTR, but I do appreciate that.
Of course, I grew up crazy. Now,
so like the rest of us here in this world.
Of course. Here's the thing that I have to say about Cody. Now, I've talked about Cody on the other place I used to be on, and now I get to finally say what I want to say about this guy. Now, let's go pros and cons of Cody, right? Let's do that, right? All right. Pro. First off, before I even start that addendum, Cody did not open the door for anybody. 2014, Juice and Thunder Liger versus Tyler Breeze. Where was Cody there? That opened the fucking door for everybody. No one even knew who Liger was, and it was because of Triple H. Come on in. Let's have some fun with Tyler Breeze. So I want to say that right now. All right? So 1. Now, Cody goes to AEW. Before that, you are right. He does go to ROH. He does go to the Indies. He has fun, does everything he wants to do because he has creative freedom. He does something that his dad used to do back in the old days. Just have fun. Then he hangs out with AEW.
Kofi, you coming on my show tomorrow for Wrestling, so I believe you better watch yourself.
Shout out Kofi. Then he goes to AEW.
Shout out to good buddy Bob as well.
Then he goes to AEW. Has fun, right? What really pisses me off? What really pisses me off about Cody? I'm gonna get to that in a second. He goes to AEW, has fun, sets up the TNT title, does like a John Cena Open Challenge thing. Then it gets passed down from champion to champion to what we have now, which is Scorpio Sky. Deservedly, I've always said that Scorpio Sky deserves a championship. Maybe that'll elevate him. Hopefully, he isn't elevated yet, but he'll get there one day. What I want to say, he did all that stuff, right? Now for the cons. Mm-hmm. When you say on Raw that you've never had a championship before, thank you, Mr. Cody, for spitting on the TNT championship. That you said on another thing when you were crying, this means everything to me. This means I'm like, wow. That acting. Came out of nowhere, didn't it? Okay, that's 1. It's called acting. But guess what? When the best promos for a wrestler
right now,
wait a minute. Cody's not a fucking good actor. Cody fucking sucks. The best wrestling promos is when it comes from the heart and it comes from reality. We all know this. So maybe he was right. Maybe kayfabed it. I don't know. Then we move on a little bit more. You have a fight with a go-go. You have creative control with that fight, and it becomes a fucking disaster. All right, that's 1. Yeah. Then you have the smart idea to put it on your own TV show and say that it was a disaster. Okay, that's whatever. That's smart. Whatever. Good. Then you have a fight with Tony Khan. You want more creative control. There's rumors that you want your daughter to get the championship. There's rumors that you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this. It's all about you. I get it, Cody Rhodes. I get it. You want to get the bag. I understand that completely. But the second you said that you never had a championship and you want to get one, and where's Brody? Huh? Brody didn't mean shit to you after you won in that dog collar match? That didn't mean shit? I'm sorry. I grew up with a wrestler that worked his ass off, and when he went to AEW, he got the chance that the big company never fucking got him. And he died even getting to the potential that he fully deserved. I love WWE. It's great. It's wonderful. It gives great opportunities and everything else. But the one thing no one likes to say out loud, but I will, is that it will never, under any circumstances, give you 100% creative control. It will give you a small percentage. It will give you a medium percentage. Absolutely. It might even give you a 50% percentage. But unless your name is John Cena, Batista, Rock, or Roman, when Roman actually gets a brain and does stuff for himself, or Brock, you're nobody. Perfect example, Elias. He's a nobody now. A fucking nobody. Cody Rhodes, I'm happy for you. You're going to the big place. You're going to fight so many different people, and I'm happy for that. But guess what? The way the company is now, in about a year to 2 years, most of them are leaving anyway because it's not about the fucking money. It's not about the fucking bag. Mm-hmm. If you're a baseball player, you go outside in the middle of the morning, you practice. If you're a basketball player, you go to the shittiest place in the fucking where you're from and hoop every single day because you want to get better. Because that's the sport. So Cody, you're not a wrestler anymore. You're a sports fucking entertainer. Enjoy the bag. Enjoy it. Because as Mr. OTTR said, I'm sorry, I just like to say it because it's very respectable.
No, man. I'll give you this.
You're a businessman. So take that business and remember, when you go back to AEW, when, not if, when, remember the people that are still there fighting their asses off, that are trying every single week to get something, to be something, to do something, to have something. Because guess what? Get it all the way. Go fuck yourself. That's it. I'm done. Fucking done. Sorry for that.
No, man.
Woo, I feel fucking free. Hell yeah.
No way, man. You can have that checkmate moment, man. You can have it, man. So my shit was just a check. My shit, I'm gonna put my shit back to check. No, you can have that.
Ray, you say your piece, bro. You haven't been able to say much.
Look at man. I said
he's gonna be the soft-spoken person in this group, so you know for damn fucking
my
well.
dog.
He's like, yo, everything that you said, bro, forget it. There's no
Sophie agrees.
Thank you.
It's
nice to have freedom to say things.
I think the money standpoint is, and honestly, I think it this way. When you talk about money, the money part, Kofi, hey Coquito, look at this. This is the best feeling ever, bro. Yeah. Best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Mr. J.
All right, can I ask a question? All right, I'm completely lost here. Maybe I know some things I don't know. You're no longer with the other podcasts?
To my knowledge, yes. I'm no longer with the other podcasts.
Do you really want to talk about this?
Out of respect for the other people that are in the podcast.
That's the reason why I was like, yo, like you said the magic word. I'm like, yo,
No, I can say freedom. I can say freedom.
She's just smiling. Let's go.
Right? I don't go.
No.
My bubble.
Hey, Shiz. Here's the video. Do the Simba thing. Dropping him. Do the Mufasa dropping him.
It took me. I can say it now. I can say it now because it took a week to decompress. I can say that I enjoyed the podcast. To my knowledge, to my honest perception of knowledge, I was let go, and that's okay. I had fun. I was getting burnt out from wrestling anyway because I had to analyze, write down commentary, and watch Elevation and Dark, and Wednesday and Friday. Okay. Oh, I raised my hand too. Ain't no shame in that. Laughing at
I raised my hand like
I raised my hand too.
I asked the
That's
question.
the titties. I raised my
I
hand.
raised my
I
hand like a
asked the
good couple
question
of times,
because
but that was really it.
He
Of
asked the
course.
question. He's answering it.
No, I asked the question because I had the guys on my platform and I was on there, so I was just so confused about what was going on, and we was chatting a little bit before, so I'm like,
Here goes
what's going on?
That's to my
Here
knowledge.
goes.
Listen,
Okay.
That's to my knowledge.
Alex, listen. I've
That's
always
what's up,
respected
though.
you. I always respected B Mac, and I always respected
Yes,
Courtney.
yes,
And
of course,
man.
shout out to
Yeah.
Courtney.
Shout out to Courtney. Shout out to to the hillbilly. Shout out to Tim. Like, I love those guys. Those are the reasons. Even shout out to Eli. I love you, Eli. I have no hate for you. No bad karma. I want to go up in the world. That's all I want to do in
I
life.
can't wait till this show over to ask more questions now, man.
Of course. Because I was doing live. I was doing live.
We're doing Buzz with Marlo backstage access.
I mean, that's the whole shit up. Now the worst.
Y'all forget we're still live.
Want to know now.
I know we're still live. That's why I'm like,
no, that's between us here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Gotta walk live. I know. I've seen enough podcasts. I've seen enough discussions. I've seen enough reality shows. Use your words very carefully.
Very carefully.
We're gonna be like a bunch of who's going on. Like, hey, don't stop now. You better finish now.
Like, yo,
of course.
That's more of like us type of thing to discuss, not in front of the air where people might get the whole thing misconstrued and shit like that and be like blah 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 whatever. And then like now,
this ain't about that. But guys,
and guess what?
This has been
and this is ironic karma. A few days later, as I told Mr. Warren Morlow, I got to my 1,000.
I need that.
Like, I got to my fucking 1,000.
Yo, listen, man, you said
I'm happy, man.
Yo, Warren, do you want me to? Cause I can send the link right now.
No, send it. I'll talk to Cody.
Go ahead.
We're
an hour and 6 minutes in. Go ahead.
Listen, man, you fucked up.
Why not?
Listen, man, you fucked up with this shit, man. Yo, COVID, man, give me 2 seconds.
Dre, you got time?
Hey, yo, man, look at it. Well, hey,
but wait,
I know we usually got scheduled time.
Listen, y'all open up this fucking Pandora's box.
Let's segue out of here. Can we talk about Samoa Joe and ROH again?
Yes, we can do that.
Please.
That's why I was wanting to get references when we were talking about
praise.
Ring of Honor. That's why I brought up the FTR and the Briscoes match because I really loved it. Loved it. Kofi, check your Facebook Messenger.
Right.
But man, I really loved that match, and especially the ending because that was not supposed to happen. That shows the utmost respect from both tag teams because both of them scratch and claw to get to a plateau to get them my name. Yes, we did not know of FTR for a long time before NXT or something like that as a tag team, but it's so much good to see, even though they are not in WWE and we're all this, which I still say to this day, one of the best tag team matches I watched in the NXT standpoint had to be FTR. I meant the Revival versus the American Alpha NXT TakeOver. I think it was Dallas. That tag match was insane, and I loved every bit of that match.
Which one, part 1 or part 2? Because it was
part 1. Part 1 was one of my favorite ones.
Okay,
especially the one where you really got to see Gable come out.
And with the AOE as well.
FTR.
It's like the AOE with them.
In my backyard tonight, and I'm not even going.
Damn.
I'm not even going to AEW tonight. It's in my backyard tonight.
Damn, that sucks, man.
Shame.
You know it's going to be a fucking surprise.
Shame.
I know it's going to be a tournament
I've been to the first 2 already that came here already, so I was like, yo, I can skip.
Okay. That makes sense. I
went to a full gear. I never went to any of the Dynamites.
I know I haven't seen the card, but I know there's gonna be an Owen Hart Cup tournament tonight. I gotta figure out who's gonna fight.
Samoa Joe's versus Max Caster, I think.
Oh, who?
Joe's gonna kill him.
I just hope
I like Max Caster, and they're smart. But we just heard right now.
Behind the match, and the match itself was a 10. Come on in, Kofi.
Right, stop playing.
We're extending the time. We're extending it.
I tried to watch.
My time.
I tried to watch Supercard of Honor.
You still got After Dark tonight?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I tried to watch Supercard of Honor.
The last couple of weeks.
I couldn't. It was just too many matches. I love ROH, but just way too many fucking matches.
Oh my gosh.
God.
I mean, honestly, that's my biggest worry with Tony is just he's gonna overbook so much, and it's just gonna tire people out.
You know what that? You know what
That's
it
my
is?
honest opinion.
It's Excalibur with the PWG mentality because that's the same way PWG fucking booked matches. They do like 35 fucking matches a DVD, and that shit just drains you, dude.
Bro,
That's
when you do it back,
Oh,
like
wow.
literally on an indie show, you would
Yep.
do no more than 8 matches, 8
Yep.
to 9 matches minimum.
Yeah.
Now they're doing that on Dark.
Uh-oh.
and Elevation.
Yes,
Now they're
yes.
doing it like
Mr.
69.
Kofi
Oh,
himself.
yeah.
What's up, Kofi?
Yeah.
What up?
I just want to shout out to all you guys, man. I'm really loving this. I'm sitting here watching it while I'm cooking. I'm loving it, man. I love the whole talking back
Absolute,
and
man.
forth.
Welcome.
I'm loving it, man. I really love it.
Big fan,
this
bro.
is like the epitome of a podcast. The debating, the going back and forth, the everybody respecting everybody's opinion. I'm loving it, man. I just want to, you know what I mean, just sit in and, you know what I mean? I really love it, man.
Yeah, that's what's
Word.
up.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, man.
That's
Definitely a
what's up.
pleasure.
I just want to elaborate on the FTR match, and y'all was talking about the FTR match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Briscoe. That was one of the matches I waited all year for. Like
The
I really
build-up was
waited.
definitely good.
I really waited for it because the build-up behind the match, the way the Briscoes talked all year during Corona, once ROH went away, they talked.
Yeah.
They held those by those belts. They knew what they wanted to do to put those belts over. And I felt that whole match was a 10. And then just the Young Bucks coming out afterwards made it even doper for me. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my first time ever watching an ROH pay-per-view.
The first?
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not. I told you, like, Good Brother does all the wrestling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm really not. I'm into wrestling, but I'm not really.
Yeah. I understand. You watch
You
too
got
much.
wrestling.
You got wrestling as a
You doing,
standard,
that's
like,
wrestling
yeah,
crazy.
that's totally
Like,
understandable.
It's on, but you don't watch it though.
Yeah.
He's on top of that shit. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, his ass.
No brother on top of it, but like I watch certain things for homework. So like ROH, this whole weekend, you know, everybody, if you was a podcaster, wrestling podcaster, you had to watch everything going on this whole weekend. But for me to watch ROH and for that to be my first like ROH pay-per-view, I was like, yo, that was fire. You know what I'm saying? I never really watched Ring of Honor when it was on television and all that. I was into it, but I was like, you know.
It was on the TV guide for a while. I do know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but you know, I think what it was for me, it was just I didn't like sometimes I don't like the darkness behind it. It was like just a little dark.
From a production standpoint, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, that's really what it was. It wasn't nothing else. It was just that, and I just couldn't watch it. Like NWA, I just can't watch it.
Yeah. After a while,
It is tough. I won't even lie, man. It is tough to watch NWA at times.
The talent.
Yo, don't get me wrong.
Shout out to Darius Lockhart, by the way, too.
Matt Cardona is off.
Yo, but that's what I found out about Tony Starks and a bunch of other
What
people.
about Tim Storm?
Yeah. I just feel like
Tim Storm.
It just looks like it's a bunch of toys fighting.
Yeah. Oh my God! Thank you for reminding me. Sandow was king in NWA with Josephus. Rest in peace, Josephus. Those two guys were the best duo. And I remember Sandow was the 3rd degree black belt champion. I remember that. He always said that. 3rd degree black belt NWA champion. I'm like, oh, that's pretty badass. Like, I love the NWA, but then it got boring after a while. Over and over and over again.
NWA has always been like a fast-paced type show. Like, literally what NWA used to be presented as was literally the matches were supposed to be real fast, but when you were there, you actually got to see the real 15 dances and stuff like that. Like, it made you go to the show to actually take it world into the live perspective. Because I used to watch a lot of their matches back in the day too. When I was wrestling, that's what I studied, a lot of those matches. I mean, people would go home with a schoolboy. You can't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, those are just like some of the stuff is like
roll up, the most dangerous move of all.
Exactly.
They do like 3 times a day on 3 times in Monday and 4 times on Fridays. They do that shit all the fucking time. Roll ups are as natural as super kicks. It's sad.
Let me ask y'all a question.
WWE did the masters of that bullshit. Yo, man, get in and out. You only got 2.
Go ahead, Kofi.
I was talking to Good Brother, you know what I'm saying? And I I realized, gimmick wrestling. I hate to call it gimmick wrestling, but character wrestling is kind of fading. Do you feel?
It definitely is. Definitely is.
All right, since I got all you guys here, I grew up on WCW with the characters and the gimmicks and the what you call it, fake names or whatever you want to call them. But do you feel like that's a good thing that it's fading and it's kayfabe is fading, or do they need to bring kayfabe back?
No, they need to keep kayfabe separate from the whole personality situation. So what I mean by that is, okay? Wait, hold on, Warren. So tell this, right? The Undertaker, perfect prime example, right? When he was on the outside, he still presented the whole Undertaker as like, you don't want to try to approach him, but what if? Just what if? You always have a mistake in the man. That's playing the kayfabe. You're playing that gimmick from both ways. And this is why they always say art imitates reality, or art bleeds into reality. So sometimes people like that, because we be like, yo, on the outside, I really am this person. So why betray the fuck I really am? And that creates the mystique and the intrigue of why wrestlers need to just keep the kayfabe alive for the entertainment purposes and to keep the whole rod. You know what I'm saying?
It'll keep wrestling strong.
Nowadays, dude, now not hip to it as of right now. You gotta keep that thing going. If you just let them know off rip, then there's no point of watching. You will not have a younger demographic watching and idolizing your superstars. You need those.
Yeah.
That's what makes wrestling what it is. Like Goldberg, Undertaker, Rock, Austin, great example. You didn't know them of Flex Kavana or Rocky Maivia or Stunning Steve Austin. You saw them as Stone Cold Steve Austin. You saw them as The Rock. You saw Triple H.
Way back when it was actually like character characters. When you was an occupation.
Exactly. Like that's what made wrestling what it was.
The imagination.
When we're doing this stuff now, it's just like, I think the best way, as Cody said, anybody could wrestle in 2022 now. But being a gimmick is what makes you stand out.
Yeah.
And those are the things. Go ahead, Dre.
The imagination is gone now. The imagination is gone now, and now that it's 2020,
it's watered down wrestling.
With the Undertaker kind of like being the last guy who had that mystique and didn't really let you behind what he's doing or anything like that. And just like Blackheart said, you gotta keep the distance. And everybody knows what wrestling is nowadays. You have to have, certain people look at it and say, man, that's not really real. So then you got the other guys who are just go by their real name. But then when you get guys who are Bray Wyatt or playing that real character, you want to keep that mystique with it. But now it's real hard.
I think you have to do a hybrid of kayfabe and reality. I can give you 3 examples of wrestlers who still do that. Abaddon, MJF, Darby Allin. All 3 people that play their character almost all the time. I've almost never seen Abaddon without the damn naked fucking zombie. MJF is a dick to everybody and everyone all the fucking time. The children and the old people, he does not care. And Darby Allin is a psychopath who loves to wrestle, and in reality, he's a psychopath who loves to do crazy shit. So those are 3 examples of hybrid kayfabers that they just live their gimmick all the time. I mean, yes, I love The Undertaker, and I love Stone Cold and everything else, but that was back in the 90s when we thought at a certain point that the Blair Witch Project movie was. I mean, let's all remember that. Well, remember that time.
Now, Kobe, I put it this way, right? That's like you portraying yourself.
Yes.
So you, Kobe Weaston, is inside and out this person. So when you are inside, you are exactly who the fuck you are. Now, when you bring it to the outside world, that's where the mystique comes into play. I mean, am I getting the real you, or am I getting the?
That's where that kayfabe comes into factor.
All right,
or what I like to call the Brian Pillman scenario. Is Brian Pillman playing a character, or is Brian Pillman being in psychotic?
Exactly.
We don't even know.
Exactly. I feel like sometimes the lines get crossed between kayfabe and reality life, because now you really don't know. Like my man Coquito say, you don't know. I would like to meet a wrestler and he's in full character.
Like the MJF.
No,
He'll be a full character.
I know that's your job and you don't want to be in full character all the time, but I would like to see that. That's why I'm starting little by little to watch NXT 2.0 back.
Okay.
Because they really are trying to do a character-driven wrestling with that.
Yes, and I've realized it because what it is I've realized everybody uses these names. Everyone's just using the first name and the last name, or you know what I'm saying. It just became a little weird for me. I was like, yo, why is everybody like kind of using names now? Before it was like Glacier or the Madman. Or, you know, I just remember names. I was like the Bushwhackers. It was just crazy different names, and now everybody's kind of like using these real kind of names. Carmelo Hayes. I don't know if his real name's Carmelo Hayes, but it could be. Yeah. If it's not, he got me.
Well, actually, it is. Just as a reference, because he used to be wrestling up here, wrestling way back in the day up here in Boston, Massachusetts. And shit.
Okay, it's different. So, you know, that's the only reason I brought that up because I think NXT 2.0 is kind of doing a good job at bringing everything back. You know what I'm saying?
That explains the whole Tony DeVito becoming a fucking little dude.
I think that's dope. I think it's dope, yo.
That's gimmick infringement, okay? And James Gandolfini was still the fucking line able to murder this man.
Oh man,
that's the real thing. That's the brand on my nigga. Period on that one. What you mean? Where did the art reference came from?
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on.
So you Blackheart.
Yeah. Yes.
So you let me not. You watch 2.0. Coquito, you watch 2.0.
Yeah.
So do you not like certain characters? I like certain characters on 2.0. I can get people not like them.
Okay. So, like the
2.0. So certain characters on 2.0, I don't understand how people can't like.
Okay. So perfect example, right? The one person he could be the good guy, Samaritan, and shit like that, but then Dark Boa turns into this ancient figure who just spits out fucking fireballs. It still loses the match.
But that's not Boa's fault.
The last time I seen a fucking fireball was when Mankind fucking lit. Oh no, let me. I went to fireball.
There are terrible gimmicks, but there are good gimmicks. I think the Dawn.
Yeah, all right. I get what you're saying because the whole soul thing. Perfect. You can say perfect personification of what he is supposed to be, because of his look, because of his heritage. They utilize that into his character. I get that character-driven process, but some of them though, it's not taking it too well.
No, some of them don't have character. Some of them have a story but no character.
Duke Hudson.
He has no character. He's just a guy who plays cards.
Yeah.
You know what?
Go to the 90s. That's a character. That's exactly what a character is.
Right. Duke Hudson.
But the Samoan guy, the third
support?
What's his name? Yeah, what's the Samoan dude that's in NXT?
You're talking about a person with pajamas?
I hate her too.
I hate her.
You talking about Uso, brother?
Oh,
God.
I don't understand the gimmick.
That's a lazy version of Orange Cassidy. That's what the fuck that is. Like,
which one?
It's lazy. So we'll just put it on a girl.
Which one?
All girls are lazy. That's what this is fine.
She's a female
Snorlax. Not me. Don't at me.
She's a female Snorlax.
Yes. Oh man, shout out to Snorlax.
She's a female Snorlax.
But she ain't fat like Snorlax. So she's thick like.
I love it. That is. WWE's trying to get a Pokemon deal.
They could if they wanted to. I mean, whatever's hot.
They got Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You know that, I mean,
hey, I will say this though. Yeah, Homeboy could be a pretty damn good heel. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the heat that he gets, huh?
Yeah, he cannot play a face.
Go ahead.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Like literally where Miz turned on him, that made him even stronger as a heel standpoint. Because that looked like, oh, thank you, Miz type scenario. Like there's nothing that he could have done where the fans would have cheered him.
But it's in his contract right now to be face.
No way.
Yep.
No way. Like I could see him being a really good
I don't know
heel.
about that.
I think he'll be more of an aggressive face.
Aggressive.
Aggressive.
I don't see the fans going for him though.
But
I
he were
do.
aggressive.
I mean, he was doing the Eddie shit. Like, you know damn well you were ready to boot his ass out of the building. When he's sitting there doing the shimmy and everything,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
You know what it's
and the Three Amigos? Man.
It's gonna take the Miz to do something really drastic, and the Miz can put you over no matter what. I feel no matter who you are, the Miz.
I will say, man, he could go with
He's gonna have
anybody.
to like severely beat him to have him stretch it the fuck out to get the crowd over and get over that way.
Yeah.
But are we really happy to see Miz?
Because you can't just do the regular stick, beat him down, throw him out, flame and do
I don't know.
shit like that. The whole stick. Everyone in the mama had done that before. You need to either write him off that he's gone for like a minute and play that kid and play Kid Cassie to the outside world too. That would help.
Are we happy to see this?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it is entertaining.
It really is.
I don't think he's entertaining.
I'd rather Logan than Jake. That's just my honest opinion.
I don't think
I would want to punch Jake in the face if I saw him.
Brother versus brother.
You can punch either one of them. I'd punch in the face. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Like
I agree, man.
I say that because like I was mad entertained by the Johnny Knoxville.
It was entertaining.
That match was
when Wee Man body slammed Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a good body slam though. I will say that he had a position and everything.
It's been inspirational to some people that look at it that way.
Yeah.
See, that's why WWE kind of stands out to most people because they're used to stuff like that. They're not used to just having nonstop wrestling matches all the time. Like you have to have entertainment perspectives like that to entertain crowds. I mean, now we're at that era. Now it's like, oh, we can just watch 15 wrestling matches a show. I'm telling you flat out, it's good at first. But it doesn't go well if you keep extending it at a due time. Like I said, as a wrestler perspective, I would not sign on to a show if they did over 9 matches because that is just way too long. Way too long.
Yeah. If I went to an independent show and it was over 8 matches, I'd be like, I'm leaving at match 5.
It's stale because it's like, what can you really do to change the crowd? Because say like my perspective, I was semi a high flyer, whatever. If I had to headline with somebody that was a high flyer, match 1 or match 2, guess what? I'm not gonna do all those high flying moves because they just saw them. So I would do an old school perspective to like maybe do like jump off a crossbody, a behind the backs crossbody on a second rope just because it wasn't used. A second rope, not the top rope. Like you have to change those visualizations. Like if an arm drag is over, you're not going to repetitively just do an arm drag every damn match just because the crowd popped it. That's the problem that wrestlers have nowadays. They want to do everything and not save anything. That's one reason why Raw and SmackDowns get so stale because they do everything. So where the pay-per-view comes, it looks like, hey, we've already watched this. That's like any wrestling promotion right now. It's just you got to learn to know what to do and what not to do in shows.
And when to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like tell a story. Like that is my main problem that I have with AEW. They don't tell a lot of stories in matches.
It's
At
just
all.
Go.
It's just a constant this. And I've had people talk to me that are not wrestling fans are like, bro, it's like watching a damn tennis match. I can't keep up with this stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a marathon. This is a sprint.
And you know what? No, he's right.
The famous wizard Jim Ross.
That was the reason why I stopped watching Dark and Elevation and stuff like that. That YouTube AEW.
No story to it.
It became too many wrestlers that I didn't know. And then it became
It's just get representation to newer names, but just to squash them with Hobbs or some guy you're trying to build up and then squash on Dynamite. Like it doesn't make no sense to me.
Those are record building shows.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I watched that for 7 months straight, ladies and gentlemen. I watched it for 7 months straight. And now I have to say some things. It was
Alice is like Shiz was last week on Wrestling Altogether.
Oh,
and I have to say this honestly. There were some instances of great matches, great storyline. Well, first off, the greatest storyline between AEW and Elevation and Dark was Brandon Cutler versus Pretty Peter Avalon. Who would get the first win? And like for the first 5 matches, no matter what, double count out, double disqualification, double ref stoppage. Who the fuck's gonna win? And then finally they won. So I like that. Abaddon has been known because of AEW Elevation and Dark. You know, I love that. But at the same time, before they got this regular thing going on, Mondays you see 11 matches. Tuesday you'll see 6. Next week, Monday you'll see 4 matches. Tuesday you'll see 2 hours straight of random matches. You're like, this thing is
crazy,
out of control. I can't do that all the time. Now it's 6 and 9 or 7 and 10. Always a 3-match difference, which is fine. And
it's free.
Elevation and Dark are record holders, but it's a pre-warm-up to Wednesday and Friday. QT's going to fight Hook on Friday, so on Tuesday he fights somebody, set himself up, show the crowd. But at the same time, I'm not going to shit on any Dark and Elevation because 2 things happen. I fell in love with Eddie King. The guy's a Japan fanatic. So if you want to go back 2 months, he'll tell you everything in Japan. I didn't know this. Enziguri is actually called a back brain kick. I didn't know that. Enziguri is just like badass. So, and 2, Taz and Excalibur are just a gem on commentary. The first couple months, they were kind of sluggish. But now, if you just sit down and don't even watch the wrestling and just listen to them talk,
yes,
it's comedians. It's just them having fun. That's all they gotta do.
I wasn't a fan of Excalibur for a while, and I will say he actually has gotten drawn a little bit to where he makes it even more entertaining to watch the shows.
I can say this without any hate. Excalibur was basically and literally my mentor of wrestling encyclopedia. Watching PWG, that motherfucker would just say every single move, Japan, Mexican, or Canadian style. Like, what the hell? And then after a while, he just soaked it all in. And then a year ago, I went with my girlfriend watching wrestling, doing our thing. And then, Tommy Suicida, like, Lariato. And my girlfriend's looking at me like, why are you saying those things? I don't know. Oh, damn it, Excalibur. You freaking got it in my mind. So now I just say it.
He's living in your head rent free, bro.
Yeah. All right, they make fun of him. I love when Regal makes fun of him on Wednesday. He made fun of him himself. Like, goodbye, Shabani. Goodbye, Ross. Goodbye, Commander in the Mask.
Man with the mask.
Yo.
No respect, but I love it though.
I will give him props because you don't see a lot of commentators that have a mask and stuff like that. That kind of showed a new representation to what we call color commentary because now you got a mask character. And I mean, we've never seen that in wrestling as a commentator. And that's one thing I do hate when I do see live events. You don't hear the commentators. Like that part, it throws you off when you go to these matches sometimes because it's like, it's so loud, but it's like, it's dead silence when that loudness drops.
I wish they would do like drive-in theaters where you can find a radio station and just listen to what they're saying. That would help.
I wish that. I mean, I thought with their headphones, I thought that's what you could hear. This is before I went to a wrestling event at first, and like it was just like it's dead silence. Like God forbid if that show does not excel to what you're wanting. It's just like, what the hell did I spend my money on? Like, it's just like, what in the world?
At one point, I stopped going to the wrestling events and I would rather watch them on TV because, I was so used to the commentary and I'm so used to everything. And I'm like, bro, like, man.
It throws it off so bad. Especially with that production standpoint, stuff like that. It's just like.
Especially when you hit those commercial breaks.
I went to see Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan.
Ooh.
I fell asleep.
Oh, come on.
Oh!
That was no. That was
Kofi, you're getting kicked off right now.
no. I think you were under the influence.
I knew that had
First
to
off.
hurt you because I know that you had to be tired as fuck.
You probably did, yeah.
I was mad tired, but
Wasn't that match super long?
no, what it is they tape 2 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time
Bruh, that's how WWE did when I went to the Tribute to Troops. They take 4 shows
Oh yeah, I
in
gotta
one
go.
damn night.
Yeah.
This is when they did all those factions, the League of Nations and stuff like that.
You saw the
You
League of
saw
I would love
you saw them literally headline with Roman Reigns and the Usos and the Dudley Boys 5 different times in one night. The only thing changed was the main events. It went from the Usos fighting the Dudley Boys to Roman Reigns and the Usos versus the daggum Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, and I can't remember the other guy. Damn. What was the other guy? Cesaro. Was it Cesaro?
Yeah.
No, it was.
What was the other one?
King Barrett.
King Barrett. That's what I was thinking.
King Barrett. Oh man, shout out to King Barrett. NWA.
No, he's NXT.
Bro, 5 different times in one night.
I'm saying without the commentary, without hearing the commentary, you get tired.
It throws you off.
Yes.
It really does throw you
It's
off.
just a stale moment, man.
Especially when you're sitting there waiting for the commercials, like in between the period when the dark lights is off and shit like that. Everyone's gonna go to the bathroom, shit like that. That's when you know crowds are gonna be mixed up and shit like that. League come back, whatever like that. That's when you're gonna start seeing the numbers start declining in the music ratings and shit because they only came to only see certain matches and then leave.
See me,
That's where I say we need that gimmick type matches back for stuff like that because that changes what your perspective is when you're watching this. Like that's how people got intrigued by Goldberg because Goldberg was just a fucking superhero built in that literally was bulletproof. Like those were different standpoints to what different matches that we saw. Like in my opinion, when I started wrestling, I didn't even watch The Rock, Stone Cold, and all these guys. I was watching guys like Tim Horner, Brad Armstrong, like guys like that to perfect into wrestling, get my wrestling repertoire in and stuff like that. So when I watched these guys, I'm like, they really didn't have a gimmick, but damn, they could work.
Yeah.
But now we're in that perspective. Now it's just like it's too much sometimes. And that's where I feel like wrestling gets to that stale point where we're just like, I don't know how many weeks of a day I could watch this every week.
You know, I feel you on that. That's why I usually take a break.
Yeah.
Less is more, folks.
Yeah.
Amen.
I think like for us podcasters, wrestling comes on Saturday. I think we need to like at least take 2 days off from watching wrestling. Like I take 2 days off to watch Power. And then I'll get into wrestling and be like,
yo, Kofi, that's
I had to alternate with Bel Air, man.
That's
exactly right there. You'll catch up on all my TV that I missed during the week and shit. Catch it all on the Saturday and Sunday and shit like that. I'll be just sitting back.
Yes. Saturday and
That's my
Sunday,
me time
no
right
wrestling.
there.
Bro.
My brain is turned off until Monday.
Yeah.
I can't say that. I'm rewatching Flip.
That's why me and Shiz we were all excited about WrestleMania week. But bro,
Monday
7
through Friday,
days, all that wrestling. It's like watching baseball so much, man. You can't watch more than 2 games of baseball a day. You get so damn bored. It's just like even commentary, just like hit the damn ball already. Like I'm tired of it.
Yeah. As a podcast, you get burnt out.
going to baseball events is fun.
Going, yes.
Going
but
to basketball events is
watching
fun.
it on TV and stuff like that, it's just like
I hate baseball. I'm not a big fan of it. But if I go to a baseball event, I've been to the Yankees game mad times, and I've had a blast every time. But if I watch
that's
it
like going to a race car event. Going to it is great. Watching on TV, hell no. I ain't watching that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't watching it.
There's only 2 sports I would watch, and that's I would watch with eyes open. That's wrestling if it's good, and extreme dodgeball, which there's been shows of, but they can't cancel.
Dodgeball.
Oh yeah, look it up. There are shows. It's actually called that, extreme dodgeball. And
So something that catches my interest, don't judge me. You know those slap things where the guys just chalk their hands and slap the living shit out of each other?
yeah,
I watched that shit for 5 hours one night. No English at all in this thing.
it happens.
Just watch
Slapping
that.
champions. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But I was gonna say this. Kevin Hart did a kind of like a dodgeball show too with athletes. I forgot what it was called. But look that up too. He got canceled because everyone started getting concussions. Those dodgeballs were like 45, 60 miles, like hard. I loved it.
Damn.
Violence. All right.
Hey.
Damn.
The sport that I do catch myself watching, I'm gonna tell y'all the secret.
Laundry football.
I don't even know if this is a sport. I don't know what it is.
That's
They don't
a sport.
sandbag in a hole, bro.
Oh, cornhole.
Yeah, I know you're
Cornhole.
talking
You
Cornhole.
watch that on TV? I can't
Oh,
watch
yeah,
it.
there's a
can't
sport
watch
for
it.
everything, dude. You have no
I can't
idea.
watch it.
I don't know what it is.
I can't watch poker on ESPN. I'll tell you that right now. I can't watch
I like
that.
watching it.
What?
I like
No,
watching
I like
the
watching the
guy.
versus the poker.
I can't watch poker, but cornhole I can watch it.
Going, yes, not watching on TV. I just cannot watch someone playing with cards.
Listen,
That's just something I can't
That's
do.
helping you. Oh, okay. All right.
I can count
I kind
cards.
of understand.
I love it. I'm like,
But
oh,
how
this
is it
motherfucker's
really
And
coming.
helping
you learn,
you?
and then you learn about strategy when it comes to games like that type of situation, and learn how to bet, and learn how to either go less or more.
So you do it just to
Have a
basically
read.
study to get better in poker.
Yeah.
Yes. Duh. That's the point of freaking poker.
Right,
You
that's
watch
the
the
fucking
World
point.
Series
So
of
when you
poker,
go and when you
see
play
the
poker,
best play.
you gotta think about that. You have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Dumb
I didn't think about it. Like, I don't play poker. I don't play, so I never thought about.
I don't either.
See, that's the reason why if Warren would have ever went to Vegas, he would have been bankrupt.
I did go to Vegas. I got married in Vegas.
Oh
Wow.
shit!
I've never met anybody who
That was my first time. That was my first time ever going to Vegas. Was getting married, and my first time ever gambling was when I was in Vegas.
It happens. It happens.
When you got a casino every damn where, you're gonna
we
freaking
can
gamble
imagine,
somewhere.
we can imagine.
There's one in the bathroom for crying out loud.
There's one in the airport. And I was in the Las Vegas airport, and there was one literally right there next to a smoke room, which was basically a bedroom with no windows. Everything was all
Bro, they
dark.
had a vending machine for cigarettes.
Yep. Shout out to vending machine cigarettes. I love you. That's back in the
Bro,
old
like
days.
you walk in the if you don't smoke or anything, you will
They look at
literally you'll get
all
sick.
over the damn place.
You will instantly get sick because you open the door, the casinos, the meth halls and all that. I would just want to hand vapes out to everybody. That would make it so much better. You just open the door, you just get straight meth all just hitting you in the
I
face.
hated that too. You open the door like,
You
oh,
come in
God,
to your
it's like
biggest
so many-
That's why I had to avoid so many casinos going through hotels and stuff like that because it's just like, oh my gosh, this thing stinks every damn time.
Oh wow!
See, going to
It was like
Vegas would be like the biggest sin, man.
You get secondhand. Then it was handed out secondhand smoke in them casinos. Like,
Bruh, you just open the door, they should say, warning, you will get hit. You will get hit. Try to take a deep breath before you come in.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I believe it, man. But I love you, gentlemen.
Absolutely, man. I definitely got to get you back on in the near future, bro.
Kofi, I'll be expecting your ass along with your partner tomorrow.
Black Heart, I'm coming for you, Black Heart. I'm coming for you
Hey,
tomorrow.
man.
He's not ready for the
Do your research, bro. I thought I had it in the
Yeah.
bag, and I missed on little details on questions. That's what pissed me
Yo,
off.
listen, you better pay attention to Warren right now. I mean, he's telling you something.
Listen, Black Heart,
I messed up on something, and I knew it.
not one question. You know why? Because I got a partner who is a guru. Remember that. All right.
That's his lifeline.
We going to teach.
That's it.
Going to teach. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, guys.
He knows everything,
All right.
Black.
All right, guys. We're gonna do our last minute shout outs. Let's do it all in order.
We gonna see.
My
We
boy,
gonna see tomorrow.
Kofi,
I can't
get
wait
a little
for this.
shout out in here, my friend.
Yo,
Before we
yo,
cut it off.
I'm gonna have to switch up these damn questions then. Fuck that. I'm gonna
yo,
have to do
shout out to everybody in the building right now. Shout out to 1130. Shout out to my guy Coquito, OTTR, my guy Bob. Yo, shout out everybody, man. Just make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that button down at the bottom. I'm Tim Stone. Reese and one half of the Dirty Hills. Pastor, you can find me everywhere. Pastor Dirty Hills. I ain't keeping it long, keeping it short. You know what it is.
Where's the money?
Dre's on you, Dre.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. We know we have fun each and every Wednesday, man. I appreciate Alex coming through. Yo, man, Kofi Weaston. Yo, Blackheart, Warren Marlowe, y'all already know what it is, man. I got a new episode out right now, so tap in on YouTube. And a new episode of Talk Pro Wrestling this Friday. And yo, man, I think we'll be back here next week on Friday with Commission Talk. So, yo, man, it's gonna be dope, man. So, appreciate everybody, man.
Alex Coquito's on you, bro.
Well, my name is Alex Coquito. I used to be in one place, but now I'm on my own. It's called Recan Reactions. It's on YouTube, look it up. And I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Alex Coquito787, all together, no caps. I watch B movies. Saturday, I'm going to watch Class of 1999. This Thursday, I'm going to live watch along MLW. And this Friday, with my co-host Tim Teakin, I will react to AEW Rampage on Twitch. Just gonna watch it, just enjoy it, and have some fun. And on Mondays, I have a co-host who is an artist and an OnlyFans girl, and we watch Infinity Train. There's no sexual things in between it, ladies and gentlemen. She just works for OnlyFans. So, she's super cool. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. OTTR, Mr. Dre, Mr. Kofi Weeks. Thank you for everything. Pass by my channel. Enjoy. If not, it's okay. Because I don't want to get bad vibes on your ass anyway. But watch out for the bird shitting on your head. I'm not going to say that. Disclaimer.
This guy's off the wall today. Okay.
All right, guys. This has been an absolute
I
blast.
didn't even get my outro in.
I thought you did. My bad, bro.
You did not.
My
You skipped to me. He was a kind gentleman. He skipped to me.
My bad. Go ahead, bro. You got the spotlight. For that, you get the spotlight.
Oh, listen, OTTR Mob, we here. Big news coming soon. Kofi, I'm gonna be dealing with you, Woven, JP, and my man Arkham Blackhood tomorrow on WrestleDairy Live, 8 p.m. We're also going to be doing a quick little appearance on Top Row Squishy, so check her out tomorrow, 7:15 on her channel on YouTube. So we're gonna be invading that little joint for the next 45 minutes, and then the last one on Friday. Yeah,
all right, Kofi, I appreciate you taking over, man. This was definitely awesome, bro.
Man,
definitely awesome.
You know what it is, man. I love you guys, man. I'm sitting here and I'm hearing you guys talk. I'm cooking, and I'm just, I listen. And I love the conversation. So, y'all family, man. We family, man. So I think I've been on every one of these guys' podcasts.
You've been on. And you watched the Toxic Avenger Part 1 with me, too. Remember with the nunchuck motherfucker? And the guy, I'm going to judo you. Oh, shit. Oh, my arm. Oh, well, it happens.
Every person here, I've been on a podcast, man, and I'm down to come back for everybody, man. This is always love, man. I love you guys, man. Yo.
We love you, too.
Man, all love. All right, guys, this has been another great episode of Commission Talks, the Buzzin' with Marlowe edition. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, share, subscribe to all our channels. And most importantly, guys, we will see y'all next Wednesday on Mr. Shiz's big old platform.
Time out. It's not my turn. It's Dre's turn next week.
Oh, yeah, it's Dre's turn. That's right, because you did WrestleMania. My bad.
We'll be up on Friday.
My bad, guys. All right, guys, this has been another episode of Buzzin' with Marlowe, Commission Talks, and we're out.
All right.